let's be honest. Are you tired of looking at your savings account and seeing it earn, well, pretty much nothing? What if I told you there's a way to earn way more on your dollars, but without all the crazy price swings you hear about with crypto? Well, in this explainer, we're going to dive into exactly how that's possible. And boom, this slide really says it all, doesn't it? On the left, you've got your typical savings account, maybe earning 0.5% if you're lucky. And on the right, a return that's 10, even 15 times higher. No, that's not a typo. That's the power of something called decentralized finance, or DeFi for short.
I know exactly what you're thinking. The second you hear the word crypto, your mind probably jumps to those wild, unpredictable price charts and super complex tech. And you know what? That's a totally fair concern. But what if there's a corner of this universe designed specifically to avoid all that chaos?
That's what we're here to talk about. We are pulling back the curtain on DeFi's best-kept secret, a way to tap into those awesome yields without strapping yourself into the usual crypto roller coaster. See, the focus here isn't on speculating. It's all about earning.
So, what even is DeFi? Think of it like this. It's a whole financial system that's built on computer code instead of big bank headquarters. It lets people like you and me lend and borrow directly with each other, cutting out the middleman. And because there's no big bank taking a huge cut, more of the profits can go directly to you. That's really the main reason the yields are so much better.
And here, this is the absolute key to the whole low-risk strategy: stablecoins. Unlike other cryptos that are all over the place, the entire job of a stablecoin is to stay stable. Just think of them as digital dollars. One coin is always supposed to be worth $1. They're the anchor in these sometimes stormy seas.
This comparison really puts it into perspective. With something like Bitcoin, the whole game is about the price going up, which naturally comes with huge volatility. But with a stablecoin, the goal is just to hold its value steady at $1. The big risk isn't a market crash, but the much, much smaller chance of it losing that $1 peg. And here's the crucial part. With this strategy, you're not betting on the price. You're simply lending your digital dollars to earn interest. And, this isn't some small niche experiment we're talking about. There is over $237 billion locked into these DeFi protocols. That's more than the entire economy of some countries. It just goes to show you the massive amount of capital and the growing confidence that people and even big institutions have in this space.
All right, so we've covered the what and the why. Now it's time for the fun part, the how. Let's walk through the actual steps you'd take to make your very first deposit and start earning those higher yields for yourself.
We've broken this whole thing down into 5 super simple steps. I promise, it's probably way easier than you're imagining right now.
So we're going to use a platform called Aave as our example. It's one of the oldest and most trusted ones out there. First, you get yourself a digital wallet. Something like MetaMask is super popular. Second, you buy some stablecoins like USDC. Third, you head over to Aave's website and just click a button to connect your wallet. Fourth, you supply your stablecoins to the platform. That's just their word for depositing. And finally, step 5, you just sit back, watch your interest grow in real time, and you can withdraw it whenever you want. That's it. Your money is now working for you. Now, before you dive in head first, here are a few super important tips. Please start small. Use $100 or so just to get comfortable with the process. Also, be aware of transaction costs, which are called gas fees. Just think of them as a small service fee for using the blockchain highway. Also, stick to the big, trusted platforms. And always remember, this isn't like a bank locking up your money. You are in total control and can access your funds anytime.
Okay, let's get real for a second. We've seen the exciting rewards, right? But hey, no investment is ever completely risk-free. So let's take a balanced, clear-eyed look at what you can actually earn and, just as important, what you really need to keep an eye out for.
This chart shows the beautiful power of steady, predictable compounding. When you're earning 6% on an asset that doesn't swing in value, there are no crazy surprises. You can just watch your deposit grow year after year. After 5 years on 10 grand, that's over $3,300 in earnings, all without the stress of watching the markets.
Now, just to compare, look at a riskier strategy. Yeah, the potential returns are way higher, but that also means the risk is way higher. The value could have just as easily plummeted. That's the trade-off you have to think about. Stablecoins offer that predictable growth and, honestly, peace of mind, which makes them a fantastic place to start.
So, what are the actual risks? First, the computer code that runs everything, the smart contract, could have a bug in it. It's rare on big platforms, but possible. Second, a stablecoin could lose its $1 value. That's called a depeg. Third, if there's a huge market panic, lots of people might try to withdraw at once, which could slow things down. And finally, those transaction fees can eat into your profits if you're only working with small amounts. It's just smart to be aware these things exist, even if they're not common.
So, to bring it all home, let's just circle back to our main point. For anyone who's looking to get more from their money without taking on massive, stomach-churning risk, lending stablecoins in DeFi is a really compelling alternative to a traditional savings account. It's like a stable, steady bridge into this new world of finance.
And that kind of leaves us with a really fascinating question to think about, right? As these systems get easier to use and more people trust them, are we actually looking at the beginning of a huge shift in how we all think about saving and earning interest on our money? I guess only time will tell.